And now, live from the set of Starcrackers, Sphere of Influence. Kal Kat. I don't know if you see me, but... And now, from the other side of the set, the voice of the evil Raxler, Morton, voice of the evil Raxler, Clint Cowpoke, or here it is. Hattie. And now, third character here for tonight on the set. The guy who played Carrie. Carrie or Jerry. Silly Kelly Bullocks. So, the way we're going to do this is the round table of the cast here. 3 of us anyway. Tomorrow Marx Cards will be in the studio with me, and we'll be discussing the film. What this is real brief is 25th anniversary of Starcrackers. Sphere of Influence. Storybooks are coming out at some point in 2018. We keep moving it forward. So yeah, we have a cat interrupting the set. Starcrackers, 25 years. Yeah. Marx Cards and I and Tim Cantrell and Jim Chacon produced the film in the 1990s when we were in college. Marx Cards was under our real names. Marx Cards was still in high school, barely out of high school, and so we shot the movie with this movie. We'll talk about that tomorrow, but I guess you wanted to know. This is sort of a round table thing of what's going on now instead of just the movie, because we're talking about the movie tomorrow. The Kal Kat character went on to be on all sorts of other things and have his own blog and do a show called the Kal Kat Show for 7 years, and the child star that failed is more popular than he was as the child star. It's been a fun ride so far. So we want to boost our sales of it up on Channel 1, so this is an exclusive to Channel 1. This is going to be a fun thing with the cast and crew, and sure, I want to pass it on to one of the other guys. Although I think we're meant to get Thompson, but we got Cowpoke over there. That's not Raxler over there. That's Thompson. He tricked you. That's Thompson. So Raxler's not here yet. Oh no, that's Thompson. So well, yeah. I was actually Thompson. Modern Roadkill didn't really exist yet. It sort of did with the trans tech stuff, but I played Optimus Prime on the thing, on trans, and since Starcrackers, it's confusing because when we went back to reshoot it in 2005 to finish it, then 2011, 2012 around there, we switched, and we had us playing different people. It turns out that the pickup footage of Raxler was indeed Clint Cowpoke, me doing it, as opposed to who originally did it, was Roadkill. So yeah, there's the confusion there. No, I'm the other guy that was in the 2005 footage and the uptakes, retakes, reshoots. I also played the doctor character. You think that was Brooks, and no, that was me. Yes, I was playing a businessman. Anyway, so yeah, what am I up to? Well, let's see. I was up to I've been in some movies too, pictures and music videos, mostly funny ones. I recently did some Moana parody videos and one about Hershey Trail, which isn't a real thing, just making it up. And pretending to be bi. So I thought that would be funny. But yeah, it's bizarre. Yeah, Star Crackers was fun. I enjoyed doing that. Doing other stuff. Pick up stuff. As you probably could tell from watching the footage where we're suddenly like 13 years older, we couldn't get all the actors to come back, so we had to like fudge it. So we even had Marx Cards doing some of Tim's voices because we didn't have him for the final shoot in the overdubs. It's not him. So yeah. So this is just sort of a recap thing. And yeah, I'm doing music videos. I'm on the Kal Kat show. One of the producer directors. I've done a little thing called Robotech, The End of the Circle. Fan parody. Just so Harmony Gold people don't freak out. It's a parody. We use the action figures in the names, but it's a parody, so nobody gets in trouble. It's not for profit. Just go watch it. And Trans Tech, of course, Transformers, Space Bridge. So that's weird. That's what I'm doing. So we're all on the Kal Kat show, basically. Yeah, there's a Kal Kat. And the review show. Reviews up there too. Cubs 2016 hat. This is Silly Kelly. One of the earliest Kal Kat characters. Actually predates Kal Kat by just a little bit. Yeah, so the child star thing. So anyway, there was a duo. There was Billy Allen Balls, and there was also a third guy, Jon Yeager, who's no longer around. And the three of us would do the Creech and Crotch show, and he would be, he would be Billy B. Creech. I'd be, yeah, I would do the show. And, yeah, because we said the word crotch. That was funny because we were like kids. It was funny. Oh, you said crotch. Bulls, sacks, balls. So yeah, I played Carrie on the show on Star Crackers, and apparently in the last book of the series, I become a captain, of course, and take over the space-time continuum, which is cool. Yeah, so you see, the evolution of the Wesley type character. That's what he was supposed to be. He totally, like, no, I didn't know it was like Wesley. No, he was totally Wesley. Totally was. But yeah, from Star Trek. He was supposed to be the ensign, on the ship. And we used footage in the recap from 2012 that was actually from earlier footage to remove the advertisement shirts I was wearing in the movie for Jung Swan. I'm not sure why. I just wore them. I didn't realize it was advertising a martial arts school that we used to be at. It just seemed a little awkward to do that in 2012, so we used earlier footage over it. Didn't reshoot it because I looked completely different than back then. It wouldn't work to reshoot that part. It would have been done high def. It would have looked weird. So it didn't do that. Some of the lines were redubbed, but yeah, pretty much. And sure. Yeah, there was some switching around of characters in there. Yeah. But mine wasn't. And yeah, I was in Trans Tech. I'm on the Kal Kat show, Kal Kat channel to do a movie blog, things like that. The Robotech thing. I'm in Starship Chimera. I am Q, and I am also. Let's see who else. I am also someone else. Definitely Q. I'm Q. Ah. But and some other people. Won't give everybody away. But yeah. I guess I'm Jordy too. I think with Jordy LaForce. That's cool. Gee, he's suddenly I didn't want to go in blackface. That would just be wrong. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the Star Cracker thing, whatever. Fun times. Yeah, it was great. The books are coming out. We edited them. They're sitting around waiting to come out, and they will. And we get to see them, and it'll be really cool. So when that happens, but yeah, we're doing Starship locations, game stuff, which I know about, and and other things right now. Further along than Kal Kat thinks. So, I guess one of my most fun moments from the Starcrackers past. I'll bring up other stuff tomorrow. I think one of the funnest things we did was we enjoyed the camaraderie and such. I think one of the funnest scenes to film that I filmed, because Marx Cards and I both filmed stuff. I think one of the funnest things I did was probably when we were trying to put together some of the bridge stuff and the weird sort of intercom stuff in the beginning and the hallway stuff. I think I really enjoyed the laugh out loud stuff. I just the introductions of characters like Marx Cards in drag was exceptionally funny. The bar scene was funny. The intercom with him talking to an Apple computer, that was funny. We had what we had. That incidentally, that room from the set, that was the intercom room and Clark's quarters, and the slash engine room, and all that. That's actually the room where we filmed the Kal Kat show. It's the same room. The other room we couldn't use, which was the Transtech room, so we used that one. Even though there's some crossover in there, a little bit. But yeah, that's the same. That's the engine room from Starcrackers, and this is the bridge from Starcrackers. The bridge is a couch and all that. It's a different couch. Everything's pretty much different. The view screen. We actually have a view screen. Kelly's behind it over there. But yeah, it doesn't work. But yes. Yeah. So looks more like a living room than it did back in the 90s. I think one of the funnier, bizarre, sort of outtakey scenes was that we started contemplating Twin Peaks being in it, and at one point I thought it necessary to mention that the piece of candy that Marx Cards had stuffed into his mouth was actually a spree candy, just so the audience knew that it wasn't something like a drug. What? Well, the just say no thing. That's our generation. We're gonna make sure that it's candy. It was candy. Yeah, we were. Yeah. So there's one of my stories. Yeah. I was tossing the apple up and down and putting it in the backpack and all that. I shot that part. Yeah. Which ended up in Star Trek Next Generation and stuff, which is bizarre. And in Star Trek 09. So they were paying attention. My theory is that Kurtzman and Orky or Abrams saw us at conventions, maybe. Interacted with us and we didn't know when we discussed it. At least for Trek 09. And the TNG people, at least for them. So, no, it is you. Martin Roadkill, one of the Ratslers in the movie, here to visit the set. And walk in all dramatically. Evil. I am Megatron. Yes. Optimus Prime. One shall stand, one shall fall. Ha ha. Yes. Yes. One of my favorite moments from the set of the story was chewing Tim's lines. Yes, I enjoyed the part in which I thought that I had read my line correctly, and it was actually his. That was awesome. It was a blooper, not in the movie. It was the part where it's my line. Oh, I also enjoyed eating lots of food on the set, and I'm still thin, so yes, fast metabolism. Yeah. And actually, the character of Thompson was originally supposed to be Jim Tickon, but he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to act. He didn't want to act opposite me, Megatron, Galvatron. You know, I'm the voice of Megatron and Galvatron in Trans Tech, and in Space Bridge, and I also played Head On Mars. Yes, but yes, so. Sure. Maybe somebody else playing it. Anyways, but yes, there were lots of. I enjoyed it. It was fun. So yes, I would do it again. And recently, I was Galvatron in something. Yes, I was Galvatron in the Trans and Megatron. So yes, there's my cameo. Yes, we're going to do lines from the 86 Transformers movie. I will be saying my lines, and then Clint will be saying his lines, and we'll put them all together. So I'll say mine first. That's right. I'm Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. Well, I'm not really Optimus Prime, but... One shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly? That's a question you should ask yourself, Megatron. No! I'll crush you with my bare hands. Never. You guys are going back and forth about Optimus Prime. So I'll do Hot Rod's line where he goes, I've got to help Prime. Stay away, lad. That's Prime's fight. Out of the way, Hot Rod. Fall! Fall! I would have waited an eternity for this. It's over, Prime. Never. Wait, I still function. On a bet? That's later. Something like that. It is to you, old friend. I will pass the Matrix as it was passed to me. I'm just a soldier. I'm not worthy. Nor was I. One day an Autobot will rise from our ranks and use the power of the Matrix to light our darkest hour. Arise, Rodimus Prime. Optimus. Yes, very cool. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, funniest Carrie moment. Probably when he's gonna get the get the Marine Schmidt is right over there, you know, in that scene over there, and he encourages him by saying, "Go splash some cold water on your face." I thought that was pretty funny. Ironically, Tim was not willing to actually splash anything on his face, including falling into a plate of bread at one point. Yes. Yeah, but anyway, so that's about all I can say about that. And Yeah, Asloth and there was a funny blooper that made it into the movie. For a fraction of a second, we're coming out of this play fort that years later burned down, but back then it was still there, 92, up until 2009 when it burned down. And the fort was used as a shuttle, even though it really wasn't a shuttle. We're supposed to be in an outdoor, it was supposed to be like a coffee bar, like a bohemian coffee bar, but all we had was like sets and a techite playing, that was me playing that. And we had like Orioles, yeah, it was me, yeah. And so we had that, and we had the other guy, and splashed water on me as a techite. And then we had, but I wasn't playing carry, I was playing both of them. But I was playing carry, and it's supposed to come out of the shuttle. And the roof of the fort is really low, because it was a kiddie play fort. And I whacked my head on it. I can see it in the blooper, like, oh! And then, wow! Oh. And then we decided to put it in there that Asloth staggers out and like knocks Carrie off of the shuttle deck onto the ground. That slapstick is funny. Yes. Yeah, but like and subscribe to our channel, and that's pretty much my little thing. Yeah, so you enjoy the shenanigans of a Starcrackers reunion. Cast and crew, some of us on the set here. We might get Jim to come later to discuss something, but not in this particular venue. We had him on here talking about TransTech a while back, a year and a half, 2 years ago. Yeah, and we did a hilarious thing at the end where Beavis and Butthead show up. And yeah, we were like Beavis and Butthead. That was funny. Yeah. Yeah. So, right on. So, that's it. All done. Like and subscribe to the channel. Kal Kat channel on Location Cat is where you will find Starship Locations, the game. You'll also find it on the Chimera channel when episodes are finished. You'll find the making of. And other things. Yeah, the game. So, cool. It's just the On Location channel. I put some of it up there. Storybooks, those are stories. Those are written. There are some bloggers confused about whether you're listening to a blog or reading it. Some blogger out there on the Ancient Alien site was saying he didn't not want to listen to Cal anymore. Well, he's not listening, he's reading it. Unless he's got Dragon Naturally Speaking. Yeah. Of course, that might not be Cal, that might be Creech. You don't know. Any number of things. Yeah. Creech and Crouch. So, yeah. Silly Kelly, one of the two weirdos. Predating Beavis and Butthead. Predating it. Beavis and Butthead came out in the late 80s. Early 90s. Late 80s, early 90s. 89, 90, somewhere around there. The two weirdos were introduced in the New Year's comedy radio sketches in as far back as 1981 on the AB's Cats KOME thinking. KOME used to be a radio station here in the area. Yeah, KOME. Of course, we called it cum, just to be bros. Because they did. Because cum is funny when you're like 12. It still is. So is farting. Farting is hilarious. Breaking wind. Ew. And then especially funny when they have like women farts. They say, and she's all farts, and it's like, hat was from the front. See, men can't fart from the front. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so here we are on the set, and yeah, it's been fun. So hope you enjoy this little thing of the characters. It's just us hanging out and chilling out. We'll do more of it until there actually are other actors on the show with us. The Kal Kat show, studio, set, thingy. Now, short and prosper. Something like that. This is pretty cool. Oh, we just have fun. On the set, star crackers across the universe. Star cracker. We just thought, oh, this sounds like a cool space name. What's the name of that other space show you're doing? Oh, there's a stoner comedy, and there's a Waymarker. That's a sort of a spin-off, but not really. And then there's another one. There's a Space-Time Eye, I think is what it's called. That's the one with the teleporters. One of them, something like that. Well, the other Kal Kat storybook collections going out. There's going to be a lot of Kal Kat, and under his real name. Oh yeah. So, something. Yeah. What are we doing for fun? Hanging out here, chilling. Here we are doing the Transformer reading. One day here, the Kal Kat will be on the Fanime panels and all that, Comic-Con panels. Strangest local internet celebrity ever. Does all kinds of voices and characters and stuff in the tradition of Steve Martin and Robin Williams and Chevy Chase and all the classics. Now, is Clint Cowpoke in Chimera? Well, of course he's in Chimera. You got to look for him, though, because it's not readily evident. He's not Q, that's Kelly. Well, yeah. He's in there. Is it Everson or something? Hey, Chakotay or something. Something like that. Maybe he's Tuvok. That'd be interesting. Yes, Captain. Maybe he is Tuvok. That'd be hilarious. And then again, he'd have to have blackface, which would not be right. So yeah, Discovery's coming out next month. The movie hopefully is coming out in Christmas time. But yes, a game in January of 2018. Which won't be too much after the Christmas. And this channel now has a new episode, an actual episode about Starcrackers, because it's a special live blog. Tomorrow we will have Kal Kat in the studio with Marx Cards discussing 25 years ago. Oh my goodness, it's hard to believe that was 25 years ago. Or more, actually. If you think about it, it's 2017. That was 1992. Wow. Deep Space Nine is almost 25. TNG is 30 years old this early October. It's hard to believe the Next Generation has been around that long. And we sat in this very living room with the TV phone over there and watched that. Well, when we were 16, Marx Cards was not around just yet. He was aware of some of the first season, but not really. And then he was around. So he was at Pine Hill by 86, yes, 87. He was around. He was at Pine Hill. He just didn't. He wasn't aware that there was a first season of Next Gen and what we were talking about on the campus. Anyway, so back when I was several other characters I was playing. Clint Cowpoke. Actually, the earliest Clint Cowpoke probably goes back to around 1992 or so when when we was at the 4th of July in probably late 92, I think, or maybe early 93, I think. Might have been 93. And Unforgiven had come out. And so the grizzled cowpoke went up there on the mountainside, watching the fireworks going off. And some little kid runs up there, a little calf, couldn't be more than a human though, little kid, little feller. Couldn't be more than 2 or 3 or something. He runs up really excited to his pappy and goes, "Daddy, Daddy, I'm coming!" Ah! And then Clint Cowpoke, the grizzled old Clint Eastwood type cowboy, even though at the time he was 21, he gets down on his one knee, and he says, "So am I, kid. So am I." About the fireworks, of course. And yeah, so yeah. And then he gets on his horse, and he's like, but no. Oh no. Well, yeah, funniest moment on the set of the show. I guess the remake. We wanted to do some of Tim's lines again and add the footage of the bear, Jim killing the bear, teddy bear from the outtake. Put it in the movie because we found the raw footage. We'd fortunately found like a third of the movie had been like we didn't have the early videos of about half of the movie to make the reprints. But fortunately, we had videoed and copied for the remakes, the board thing, as well as this other thing. We had a copy of it in storage that was just like, oh, these are the Starcrackers like dailies. They were dailies pretty much. They were like these 2 daily videos, and they were on a couple of 4-hour tapes, and they went on. They were like S-video dailies. So we were able to take those dailies and remaster them into the movie. So the version that you get from 2012 and 2014 are the highest resolution we can possibly get. So that's awesome. It's video quality. It's I think it's 480 blown up to 720. But yeah, it's just it didn't go any better than that. But that's what it was in its native resolution. So. And it's 4:3. That's the native resolution. That's what you're supposed to watch it. Like it's a TV screen, old style, 4:3. Same thing as Transtech. Yeah. So that was cool. So there was a scene in which we wanted to have Tim redo his lines and about the boiling point of his underwear. He couldn't do it again. The same. He remembered the original take apparently because he did exactly the same thing, and he saw boiling point of. He whispers it. It's like, again? Let me try it again. Whoa. Bully put in my underwear. Okay, whatever. Oh, no. There was an improv line, though, when we were doing the Raxler scene. There was a scene where there was there was the end of a scene. It just ends. And we'd learned more about acting at that point. It was 2005. And we're all like, okay, well, we don't have a visual cue here. We don't have, Sadre has been, giving him food the whole time, being his assistant, more so than his first officer, and it was Tim. And so Raxler, he said, I got an idea. Why don't we just have Sadre convey with some sort of emotional thing that he's annoyed, that Raxler's like impetuous little speech and all that, and about leaving and Asloth talking about Star Trek, and all that, and Tim and I both come up with let's just have him roll his eyes, just kind of smirk and go, oh God, and he's all, that's perfect, let's do that. So that was fun. I look kind of like Asloth, like this hat. I am a Techite. I'm from the planet Jellypaper. Well, that would be Marx Cards playing Asloth. Or Jose Mako, as it is in Star Trek, in the Transtech. Yes, Chakotay and Tuvok. Anyway, so that's a little weird. And Transformers Prime. Well, hope you enjoyed the show so far. Our anniversary special thing tonight. And thanks for watching. And subscribe and like the channel and all that. And yeah, sure. Let's get some views so we can go to more toy shows and conventions and things. Because we don't get any AdSense revenue. But what we do get is likes and subscriptions and then stuff, and then we can go places. Yeah. Then the producers that goes, okay, you can cover the show or something. Get to cover a show. That's the way it works. So it's a gift, sort of. A non-profit, sort of. Like, go to the show and cover that. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so I have more shows on. We didn't know what we were doing in 1990 through 92 when we filmed it. We just filmed it. We figured we can do a movie. We can do a sci-fi movie, parody, spoof. Basically, it's Star Crackers. It's Star Trek parody, basically, in many ways. You can tell. And Starship Locations definitely honors that tradition, as well as several of my other stuff that's coming out. There's another series, too, that's about space warps and teleporters and things. That is also coming out. That's also very Star Trek-like parody thing. It's not to be confused with Seth MacFarlane's The Orville. It's not the same. We have not made a deal with Seth MacFarlane or anything. That would be weird. Yeah, and I do the review show with the rest of them. Yeah, so... Yeah... Starcrackers was fun. We would do it again on a heartbeat if we could get all four of us original cast together. We've been trying to book a Tim story for some time. Bring Tim back onto the show since 2014, and I haven't been able to do it. So, also, yeah, JimCon. We were gonna book a story this month, but wait on that. Probably the toy show, would be my guess. So yeah, I'm kind of saying stuff that was already in the preview, but it's fun doing stuff like that, doing spoofs and parodies, and enjoy it. Enjoy the channel. I realize there's not a lot of subscribers, but like and subscribe to the Kal Kat show. This is like you know, I think the only thing we really do. But I don't disable the comments. I simply screen them. So yeah, the comments where the trolls go up, I don't print those. I just take them off. Get approved. Yeah, I don't disable the comments. If I don't want one up there, I just don't put that up there. Yeah. So, but yeah, the channel is ranked on the channel. This particular one, channel 1, has the lowest rating because there's not much on it. There's not much content. I think it's a D- this month. The other one's a C+. The other Weird Kitty. The Star Trek one doesn't have high enough rating to count, but I guess it would be a C. The Chimera one. And I have not yet been able to find out if Scott, the other cast member, has a website devoted to the Star Trek, the convention that just happened. But I have mine. There's also other channels that are kind of ours out there. But yeah. It's Marx Cards. It's Colonel Clark.
The original Colonel Clark.
And Asloth and other.
Also Asloth.
Asloth.
Yes. I still have that cordless extension cord.
It's the cordless extension cord.
Yes. And my new best friend, Ensign Purr Beast. He doesn't say a lot. And he makes me bleed sometimes, but in a loving, gentle way. So, here we are on the original set.
Bridge.
And we are talking old school. We're going back to...
That's the refurbished lamp in the background. And we didn't know what we were doing with lighting, so the lamp would be behind us a lot of times.
We really did not know
what we were doing at all.
Anything about the artistry of cinema at all.
Which is why I started filming the floor and going up.
Bizarre notion that a director would do something like start on the floor.
I did that on purpose.
For artistic reasons. Well, it was memorable for what it was worth.
Well, we were like 18 barely.
I don't even think I was 18 at the time.
18 or 19.
Still
of
the age where I would have still been a cadet in school. Much less commanding a ship.
And I would have been just at the end of that. Well, 21. No, in the middle of it.
You would have been getting ready to graduate if you were a top student.
But I never was.
We're still waiting on that promotion to Super Double Ultra Vice Admiral of the Universe.
Twice over.
But it still hasn't come in.
Marty.
But yeah, so here we are on the set, and it is the 20th anniversary.
It was 92 when we did the original thing, so 25th anniversary.
25th anniversary, oh my god.
Oh god, oh no.
Oh, time
but
flies.
The 2005 one would make it the 12th, and then 2005 and 2012 version.
Although, technically speaking, the finished final director's cut of the movie didn't come out until about 2012. Because there were some pickup shots that just never got done. So, kind of like Lucas, we went back and, except unlike just screwing with effects and things, we realized, oops, we forgot to film that page. Because we were shooting everything out of sequence. We had...
no idea how to do that.
It's not that movies aren't shot out of sequence, it's just they usually follow some kind of a plan. We didn't do that. We just sort of guessed as to what scenes needed to be shot, and sometimes we decide, oh, we should go back and reshoot that part, but we'd forget half of it, so we'd have to use, the other half would be the takes that didn't really quite work, so the lighting and the angles didn't match, and we thought, good enough. So, it took some time, but we, as with all things with practice, you get a little better, so I like to think our stuff is a little more cinematic these days.
And it looks like the Trans Tech, which was a series that we did for... you were in that, of course.
Yep.
In that as well.
Directed, did some of the acting.
You didn't do Space Bridge or
didn't do Space
Robotech,
Bridge.
but the other
enjoyed
stuff.
them.
Enjoyed them. But yeah, and then we're doing Starship Chimera, which started production in 2006. And, that one scene that we filmed with Browne.
2006?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We had one line in 2006.
That's right. And we ended up reshooting.
We reshot, and then we started again in late 2010, early 2011.
Actually, ironically, if the original
and then we reshot,
if that hadn't happened, the movie probably would have been in the can by now. But we ended up losing about 30% of the finished film because the camera just went kablooey, and we realized that with the newer, better camera, none of the earlier footage was going to match.
No,
there was just no way to save that. And so, again, back in the day, we wouldn't have cared. We would have been
done it anyway, which is why
put it all together.
Yeah, don't even match.
But we did at least take it seriously enough to think, all right, we'd better just go back. And honestly, it's like anything else. Having done it once before, you go back and think, all right, now this time actually, I think I can do this.
So around 2012 to now, we've been going on with that movie.
It's been in production for about as long as any of our feature films. It's just been really difficult getting the scheduling down.
In fact, this 3 minutes probably that you have right here is going to be all the time you're going to have.
This is actually the first time I've been on camera in some time.
You probably, all the fans on the channel are probably thinking where is this guy? Is
he just still around. And we are still working on it. It's just
I don't know if it's going to be Christmas or not when it's done.
We're going to try.
We're going to try.
The weather is finally cooling. One of the reasons we haven't been able to film is it's been boiling hot. It's really hard to get a performance down and get the camera work. You're not only sweating, but then you've got all the hot lights on the set, and you're literally shriveling up like that guy.
These are action figures, so we have less style.
Fortunately, they're not union, so they can't actually complain or sue us.
Yes, but Brian's story did give us that cool runabout model to put together. But I don't know if it's... Well, I could put it in the movie somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find a place for it. So it may just be a cameo shot somewhere, but it's kind of too cool not to use. So
so that was the guy that did the...
actually some of the first dialogue that was ever committed to
and the script that at that point wasn't really finished, but we thought it was.
I remember us hashing out the original dialogue
stuff on the fly.
We had sort of like a story workshop, and we were just sort of ad-libbing all these lines, and we just thought, this is too good. We got to start writing this down.
We started out with I think the Kirk scene.
We came up with the Kirk scene, and then I think it was later that same night we came up with what ended up being the central hook image of this sort of rift in the universe that just tears open.
So basically Star Trek 6, but 100 times more awesome.
Yeah, maybe not with the same kind of budget. And
fan film.
In terms of ambition for a film that is literally being made by two people.
Two people.
Yeah.
Is it on?
It is now. Okay,
right,
so
let's break open
little
these,
addendum to the. Oh yeah, we're gonna do. This isn't an eating challenge. This is just dessert.
Right. These are mint.
Crystal meth and
mint candy cookies.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of that line, I had mentioned last night that I felt compelled because we were kids from the Chess Say No generation.
Yeah.
I felt compelled to point out while doing a scene that was outtake from the movie that you were eating a spree candy. Right over there.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt compelled to say you were eating candy, a spree candy, so that the audience, allegedly, would know that it wasn't something else.
I mean, now
you were not doing drugs. No.
I could maybe get the idea that you might be worried that people would think we were.
Oh.
No, we're actually pretty square on that front. I gotta try one of these. So
you know what? It tastes like malted milk balls.
Chocolate mint.
It tastes like malted milk balls.
Whoa, it's a lot crispier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's like those malted Whoppers.
Yeah, it's a mint Whopper. How odd. I'm not even getting any mint.
There's a little bit of an aftertaste of mint. A little afterglow. On the set.
Uh-oh, Ensign Purr Beast.
It's a Purr Beast. Hey, kitty. Yep. Blake Carey and Thompson and Draxler and all the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
There was a scene where we had Roadkill and Cowpoke doing the Megatron and Optimus lines from the Transformers movie. I had to put them together. It's funny. Anyway, but yeah, so on set, I'm wearing the Kelly shirt from yesterday, but it would just be surreal. I guess I'm playing... I'm not Silly Kelly though, but no. Actually we're all. I play a lot of the different characters. It's obviously me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all fun. But so yeah, you're gonna ask me about
Okay, so we were just kind of doing a 25th retrospective on
yes
the filming of the original not Graham Cracker Chronicles, that predated it, but Star.
Of which we used some of the Graham Cracker footage.
Yeah,
to
actually,
read was seen in Haida. Carrie's advertisement for Jung Swan.
Oh yeah.
Which I didn't intend to have in there. I just had the shirt on because we weren't thinking of costuming back then.
No,
we were just I'm just going to wear the shirt that I wore today.
Right, another thing we didn't think about, that won't matter. Nobody will notice.
No, I'll just wear a shirt that I wore on the set. Just this is in some respects lower than Tommy Wiseau in The Room.
Yeah, it was more like Ed Wood.
It was like Ed Wood. I just filmed this random thing.
Nobody will ever notice the little details like
Bela Lugosi's not really Bela Lugosi anymore because he died.
Chiropractor.
So get the dentist in there and put him chiropractor or whatever. But yeah.
So it is the 25th anniversary, and you had asked me what some of my favorite moments of filming the original cut of the movie was, so I'm going to throw the same question back at you.
I did like the barfing scene. That was funny.
That was pretty awesome.
But one of the things that was funny about that one was that we were trying for this outdoor bohemian bar look, and we had a backyard and no permits to go anywhere else.
No.
So, backyard with a workbench.
Folding card table or something?
Yeah, workbench. Card table, workbench. And wanted to have a fizzy drink thing, so it was baking soda and orange juice and Coke. So it would go
it didn't occur to us
Coke and Mentos.
Have to actually drink that kind of.
we we're supposed to fake the drinking of it, but I didn't.
Yeah. It was almost kind of like an eating challenge.
Got warm. Yeah, it totally was. Coke and Mentos would have been better.
Yeah, we didn't know about that back in the day.
It would have been funnier. But yeah, if they ever do a update, we'll have to do it. But he gets up to Tim. Tim was actually fairly good doing the bartender thing, just because.
Actually, yeah, he played it pretty well.
Fairly natural. I was also the Tech 8 band guy in the background.
Oh
You
yeah.
didn't want to get all wet.
Actually, you played that pretty good. It was a physical thing.
Yeah. We showed it close. I was also the
Yeah, actually,
bartender.
that was one of our few like camera tricks where we did a quick cut to your drumstick almost taking
And
Tim's head off.
the cup that we passed from one hand to the other.
Yeah, so
also
we
was
did
clever.
have a rudimentary sense of
That was
filmic
actually
cleverness.
Twin Peaksy almost. And
Accidentally.
yeah, I thought it was pretty funny how like we were supposed to walk out onto the set and the camera had something dirt on the lens, I think is what it was. And the camera was not clean. This big enormous Back to the Future style. Go watch Back to the Future,
Yeah,
a
like
big red RCA
15-pound camera.
which we destroyed in the premiere of the Kal Kat show.
We did.
Yes.
We took it for a dive.
But yeah, the same camera, and we had the. This is several generations beyond that, and this hilarious scene where Kimchi was supposed to take this drink, and Schmidt's all, "Sure you can handle this, Missy?" And she's all, "Yep, I did, and I want it." And she's all like, and I was in drag, it's just hilarious, and the fake boobs because I didn't know
And
what
they
I was
were
doing.
really fake.
They were like tennis balls. They were like shooting this way at the face.
Her nipples would have been poking you in the chin.
And she obviously, wasn't really doing a serious drag queen. I mean, not even as convincing as RuPaul.
No, this was like sub Monty Python.
And they had like this surreal thing, and he's all like, "Well, I'm gonna drink this stuff. I wasn't supposed to, I guess, but I drank
You
it.
power slammed a bunch of warm liquid.
Power orange quickly, and then quickly, immediately went, yeah!"
Just horked it all over the table.
Tim's like, "Oh, dude, oh," and then you stopped the camera.
I stopped the camera because, well, that's not in the script. That's
That
not-
was the funniest part.
Like, that was the best part.
She couldn't
Fortunately,
handle it.
yeah, fortunately, enough of that footage. I mean, I only stopped it for like a few seconds before it occurred to me to turn it back on. But yeah,
What?
enough of it made it into the final cut that you can still tell what happened.
It's
As
pretty
for
ambitious.
as
idea.
for Jim and Tim appearing in the other ones, they haven't.
They haven't. I mean, they're welcome to, but
They've up to Tim just busy with a kid.
Yeah, the thing is,
Jim-
real life is just kind of a bitch, and it just gets in the way. And
and
Yeah.
Jim was in a Kal Kat show episode
Mm-hmm.
a couple of years ago, and he's been in some of the toy show ones.
Yes.
Last year, he showed up in one of those.
see, I don't think I was there for that one.
He had a Unicron toy. He was one of the. He played some of the guys in Starcrackers, and actually he was fairly decent behind the camera,
Actually,
operating
yeah,
the camera.
He was
knew
actually
what he
more
was doing.
stable behind the camera than I think we were at the time.
He knew what he was doing somehow. I don't know.
yeah.
But acting wise, not so much.
Well, I mean,
but
honestly,
none of us,
could really be said to have done our best A-list performances. In
Where I wasn't
the
stealing
original,
lines.
I mean, we were sort of imitating what we were watching. So we'd go
So
see
it was
a
a
movie,
Star
or
Trek
we'd watch Star
spoofy
Trek,
thing,
and
Star
we'd
Trek.
think, this is kind of how they do that, but we had no training and no real experience. We were literally just making it up.
Although strangely enough, the apple tossing scene was on Star Trek
Look,
virtually
a week later.
the day. Yeah, we filmed the episode of the scene from Starcrackers.
Mm-hmm.
No one saw it. We filmed the scene from Starcrackers, and it was literally on The Next Generation that week.
And literally that week, it's like almost the same exact shot.
That was
I
a sixth season episode or something.
and it wasn't just that. There was like all these other little weird, coincidental
or-
like crossover things, and it just kind of left us feeling like, all right, we don't really think they're spying on us and watching us because how could they be? But it kind of made us feel like, all right, maybe we're on the same wavelength as them. So
Yeah.
even down to the oddball little ad-libbing moments like catching an apple or whatever.
And then, of course, J.J. Abrams put that scene prominently in Star Trek 09. So.
I don't know how that came to be, but yeah, this thing with the catching the apple.
My guess is that Kurtzman or Orici actually went to Pine Hill with us. And we just didn't know it. And when they went on to become famous, they were like, yeah, we liked that scene, so sure. Or they were at Evergreen and they heard
we never
about it.
screened the movie at the school, I don't think. Did we?
No, we didn't screen Starcrackers at the school.
So even if they had gone there, I don't know how they could.
But they might have seen... Yeah, they wouldn't have seen the earlier print of Starcrackers online either because...
Yeah, it wasn't online.
It wasn't online yet.
Yeah.
Until
You
2012.
can see it now, but...
Yeah.
Yeah,
with all the music cues taken
I don't
out.
know. Maybe there's just something more fundamentally primal. There's something about fresh fruit and the cosmic.
Well, I think what they were
wonder of
doing
Star
was
Trek.
that we were doing the same thing. Star Trek 2, Kirk had an apple, so
Yeah,
they
and
just
actually
figured, let's do it again.
That probably was more of it. It's just sort of like, all right, we're gonna do like all of this stuff in Con, except it'll be better because it's like slicker and more badass. We've done that rant before, but
So what is your favorite, to go with what you didn't see yet, filmed last night? What was your favorite moment from filming Star Crackers, The Sphere of Influence?
The Sphere of
the
Influence.
books are coming out.
I remember there were several times when we were all so tired and sort of flying high on like our 10th, jug of Orange Crush.
or Verner's or something.
You get to a point when you're making a movie or doing any creative endeavor where there's a lot
soda.
of like work and you're up for long hours. Like sometimes we'd be up until like 2-3 in the morning.
On Tim's basement set.
You get really tired and you go through this sort of like cranky phase where like you're sort of pissed off and like nothing. Nothing makes you happy. You're just like, I just want to get this damn shot, and you keep blowing your line over and over, and you're just getting mad at yourself. And and then at some point, surreally, you power past and through that, and come out the other side into this weird zone of awesome, where suddenly everything is funny, everything, even stupid crap that's not funny at all.
Clothing basket in the background.
So yeah, somebody points out,
Jim beating
wait,
a
there's
teddy
a
bear.
laundry hamper over there, and suddenly you're just like, oh my god, that's hilarious, and you just start busting a gut. Now you can't get your line because you're laughing too hard and you're just having the time of your life over like some bizarre thing that only makes sense in that moment. So I remember a lot of times like that when we were just so beat that we powered all the way around past tired and cranky to like euphoric almost.
Oh shit!
And then just like laughing our asses off. I remember that happened during the
Tim's basement.
well, there was the puke scene. Not during, but afterwards, when we were watching the dailies, I remember that was hilarious when I realized, like, for some reason I was so anal about, like, everything being perfect that I cut a barfing blooper half out. And again, that became funny to me in retrospect. I remember laughing almost to the point of passing out when the spaceship model that was hanging on a coat hanger was majestically flying towards the camera with
because it was over the pool. Because the pool looked, the bottom of the pool.
We thought the pool looked
shimmery.
like the inside of the energy sphere. It was the best we could do at the time. So it was like this shimmery water thing with this cool blue background, and it's like
it had like and it just goes
splat right into the pool as like pathetically as possible.
And then we
knew it was going to happen too,
and that scene ended up in the final take of the final movie, which says, "There's your Syrian surf juggling scene. There it is."
And
so
that's called serendipity.
Funny.
You just you take something and make it work. When you're working on this kind of a shoestring, you just become very innovative and figure, all right, we didn't get the awesome epic thing that we were imagining when we wrote it. Let's do something else with it that might even end up being more entertaining or better.
And you were actually in one of the Blair Witch parody project things in a cameo in which you weren't available. So we basically, on the fly, I whipped out my cell phone camera while you were in the car and said, okay, I'm going to film you helping me escape from the witch. Like alien, so we shot the scene where they're just driving the car, and it was a spot-on spoof of all those movies where some of the hero's driving a car, but it literally he is driving.
I think I was eating popcorn too at the time. It's like it's a movie
a movie of a movie with a movie inside it.
So to answer your question in a roundabout sort of way, that to me is like my favorite stuff. when we just come up on the fly with stuff that just sort of magically works or at least makes us laugh. Maybe nobody else will get it and just be scratching their heads, but you know what? We had a lot of fun and we're having a lot of fun. So that to me is that's what makes it special. That's why we do it.
Kal Kat Show, one of the producer directors of the Kal Kat Show and all the other channels.
Yes.
Yes.
So you know what? Before we sign off,
and you kept filming the floor like I did.
Yeah, kind of like this. Let's do a homage to it.
And then when they do that in art house movies, they usually had something on the floor they were focusing on,
or some reason to do that. I had no reason to be on the floor
because sometimes you'd have like an article of clothing on the floor, and it was
Yeah,
shocking
you're
they're naked
you're
over there.
progressing the story or information forward.
Or there's a photograph on the
literally
floor, or
no
a gun on the
concept.
floor, or something that tells you
As
there's
opposed
something
to
on the floor.
the empty floor, the only director who can get away with that is David Lynch.
Well, maybe there's a little bit of a
doing
Lynch
like a dreamlike sort of a thing. I wasn't. I had
But
no
even
idea.
even in Mulholland Drive, when they zoom in on the floor and that Time Warp box is there, it's a Time Warp. There's a box on the floor.
Well, sometimes he'll do things like he'll do like to imitate it. He'll like slowly pan over a floor with a cool pattern on
it's
it,
got
but then
pattern.
he'll have creepy ambient music and stuff. It's setting a mood. I
And then
wasn't
there's
doing
some
that.
Weird, like a rat or something walks in.
No, it'll just be the floor because he likes patterns, but it's supposed to be dreamlike. I didn't have any concept of doing that.
Well, we did watch a lot of Twin Peaks.
I did watch a lot of Twin
We
Peaks.
didn't see the new one, though.
That wasn't what I was imitating. I would love to watch the new Twin Peaks, but it's on a channel that I don't get.
Ew, I think we do get it, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I figure I'll just wait for the Blu-ray and buy it.
The Blu-ray. It's probably all I'll do for Enterprise. No, I will see the pilot.
Enterprise.
I mean, not Enterprise. Discovery.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
But anyway, so your one of your best
Well,
memories
yeah,
of
was
the
the,
filming
bar
was
thing.
the bar.
but
So we kind of did a jackass moment without realizing.
But yeah, it's definitely a jackass thing. There was, there were a lot of funny things there. There was film on the floor. There was the Thardian surf juggling. That wasn't really originally, but we put it in there.
Yeah.
It was in the script, but he doesn't want the Thardian surf juggling. He would rather have a root canal than have the Thardian surf
Yeah,
juggling.
and then we see why it's so bad.
And we get to see it.
Yeah.
Was it's like it's funny. One of the funniest things from the reshoots was a scene where we were doing the counseling scene, which was actually in the original script, in which, in a slightly different form, I rewrote it a little better when we filmed it, 2005, I think it was, and we did the counseling scene with Clark and Sarah. Clark, their girlfriend, is named Sarah.
Yeah.
It's a coincidence. There's a Sarah but it's a coincidence. Martha, my sister's daughter, is not named after.
Well, nobody's
Star
going to
Trek.
know who that is. So.
But yes, but the character in the story is Janoli, last name, made up name, and Clark and Sarah are having a counseling session, and Kimchi is the psychologist lady who was sort of an imitation of Deanna Troi from Star Trek, crossed with
Yeah, kind of
Donna
like if
Browne.
Troy was like more nuts was our idea.
crossed with a little bit of Rachel Uffer from Pine Hill,
Yeah.
some other people from Pine Hill, and we sort of made her kind of nuts, and I was trying to play really well. Originally, it was going to be my sister, but she didn't want to do it.
She
did that
probably
thing,
just as well.
She did some of the sets and stuff.
She probably wouldn't want to stay up until 3 a.m. doing that kind of
She probably would stay up till 3 a.m, but not doing that.
Yeah, she lost interest.
It was about 3 a.m. when we got done with that set. But that was fun because David Letterman sucked so bad we were like riff tracking it while it was playing.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks. Oh my god, it's terrible. You can't do a joke. You can't do a joke at all. Yes, now they have Steve Colbert, but they have. So they were doing this scene where Clark is trying not to admit that he's in love with the Techite.
Oh yeah,
And then he cried out the Techite's name, and Sarah Janoli is really, really trying to out him as a pervert.
A Techite fetishist.
Techite fetishist. Because in the storybooks, it's supposed to be related to the Techite, but that was kind of
I
stupid.
think we retconned that out of it. So
but yeah, the rewrites won't do that.
Yeah.
No, he was just an officer on the ship that he was
Yeah, and the
obsessed
thing is, our concept for it now, I mean, at the time, it was just sort of a silly gag. We're thinking like, okay, it's the future. Nobody cares, really. It's like, why wouldn't the captain be a bit of a switch hitter?
So yeah, I mean, his girlfriend is clearly a dude in drag.
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly,
And the
Marx
gag
Cards and
being
drag.
that it wasn't just that we couldn't afford a lady or convince one. It wasn't supposed to be one. And Clark knew all about it. He was totally
care.
cool with it.
He was all hairy and stuff. So yeah,
the
basically.
beard revealed.
So you see, we were ahead of Star Trek, ahead of the curve,
Way
before
ahead of
Deep
the
Space
curve.
Nine even did it.
We had
In 1992
essentially an alternate relation, like a same gender
Relationship.
transgender relationship
Honest
on a starship with the captain.
with the captain,
Literally decades before Star Trek was ballsy enough to go there.
and Deep Space Nine went there about a year later with Dax, but they didn't do it right because they made her like
They faked it.
they faked it. They said like, oh, in another life she was a
but they
dude.
were.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh, come on.
Yeah, they're only pretending. They're really straight. It's like,
Ew, and it's like
they wussed out
no.
so hard.
And the other one in another life, she was another. No, that's stupid.
Now, supposedly the new show at least deals with
Deals with them.
same gender pairings and that kind of stuff
Ew.
without making a deal. Well, I mean, Star Trek Beyond already went there.
Yeah, well, the Sulu scene.
And that's the thing. It's 2017. If it's not that big of a deal in our century, by the time we get to the future, nobody's going to bat an eye.
Some of the detractors were like, I wonder why did they make a Discovery? Why did they make a thing? Why did they say like that the rating is more mature rating than Star Trek usually got?
I guess they wanted it to be more like hard PG-13, edgy.
I don't want it necessarily just to have swearing in it though. It has to be like
I hope they don't just go like
whole BSG or something because I don't want that.
Yeah,
that's
it's
Star Trek.
Star Trek shouldn't be super edgy because it's supposedly it's sort of a future utopia. If it's like too dark and actiony, it's not really Star Trek anymore.
And then there's the Orville with which is closer to Next Generation.
Still haven't seen the full trailer for
Star Crackers. Very similar to Star Crackers. No, we weren't involved in the Orville.
No, we had nothing.
But if they want any writers, I'm game. I'll write some episodes of it.
I think Seth MacFarlane isn't hurting for writers. But.
No, probably not. But yeah. But
that's the thing. It's kind of like, I mean, not to toot our own horn, but we were kind of ahead of the curve on doing things like
we had
like a comedy, sci-fi,
like drag queen
men,
same
gender pairings. Actually, same gender interspecial implications because Asloth
was supposed to be a dog man.
Yeah,
basically, he's a furry and he's into like male furries.
Well, he's like he's humanoid, but he's got like dog genes. Somewhere in his ancestry. So
they originally were supposed to be like furry German Shepherd.
Yeah, he was gonna.
But we didn't have any
pull off that kind of prosthetics, so we didn't even try because it would have looked terrible.
A Wolfman mask would have been funny.
He's kind of like a Wolfman sort of a thing, and he's
a werewolf.
I kind of played him that way, even though he just looks like Clark in a different costume. In a sort of derpier demeanor, but yeah.
And you were supposed to be like 35 in there, which is funny.
So the idea just being
the captain.
Asloth kind of acted dog-like, not like a feral dog, but just like his thinking was just sort of spacey. And you see like dogs in the park and they're acting sort of like derpy and weird. That's Asloth.
Yeah, derpy and weird. So anyway,
cool footage there. So
lots of workable footage. So let's.
But yeah, so I'm gonna make my way out to my shuttle.
Are you wearing any underwear? That line from...
Yes, but it's not mine.
That's a furry lady from the convention. Yes. Lady, furry lady.
So anyway, I'll be back on set next week.
Yeah.
And again, if we can get a sane schedule, it might be able to pick up some more films.
Ooh, okay.
So here's hoping and cut.
Oh, yes. Cut. And here we are, studio and thing. Get down off that. Okay. So, still the studio thing. Yeah. So. Anyway, yes. Hold on a second. If one shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly? That's a question you should ask yourself, Megatron. No, I'll crush you with my bare hand. Out of the way, Hot Rod! Fall! I'll do it. Never! But I'm not worth it.
But yeah, so that's sort of our quickie reminiscence.
So that's a quickie reminiscence.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's Houdini. There's the Purr Beast. I've seen the video of the Purr Beast recently where he shows up on the set and he's like, and he breaks in on the set as a kitten.
The set.
He said, and he'll decimate your enemies with his adorable cuteness. No.
And then he did.
Oh, and then in a later blooper, he actually jumped up on the set
Totally gonna steal another.
and knocked over the
Oh yeah, he destroyed the set
in one of the
several
later
times.
ones that were doing reshoots in March. It was many months ago that we did those reshoots. Now the computer died, so we had to like replace it. And,
Yeah.
we had to replace that and had to rescue the footage.
Mhm.
And
Again.
fortunately, there was a copy of the most of the footage.
Yeah, just
That
a
would have
little bit of it.
sucked.
Some of it got scrambled, but not too much.
And yeah, the Purr Beast jumped up on the set because, as cats do. And you hear me going in the background, stop that! Ah!
Although, ironically, it created for a good blooper.
Oh, baby. Baby.